Hello everyone. It has been a little while. I have not been motivated to do videos. Like, I'm still reading, I'm still vlogging, it's just taking a little while to do stuff. But part of it is that I broke my glasses. These are my old glasses from a little over a year ago. And I just don't like them. They're not bad, I can see, which is the most important part, right? But they're scratched. The paint has come off on the front. I think I went over this when I actually got my other glasses. We did a whole thing. But I broke them like on Wednesday. Today is Monday, the next Monday, because my insurance changed. The place that I went last year, I couldn't go to anymore. And then I had called a couple places and it was like just so hard to get in. It's been over a year since my last eye exam anyway. But like, I would like to not wait too long to get glasses because I'm gonna have to do the eye exam, all that kind of stuff, and then like order the glasses, wait for them to make it, have it come in. And I've been having issues with my glasses from last year, like the newer ones anyway. I've mentioned it before in my videos, but like the way that the light works sometimes, especially when I'm trying to read off my phone, because I have a Kindle app, like I don't have an actual e-reader or Kindle, it's like weird. It like moves. I think it's the LED, but like at the same time I've also had some issues with like brightness of the sun like coming through like a little bit of the curtains or whatever too. So like maybe it's my eyes, maybe it's my glasses, I don't know. But so today, Monday, it's the afternoon, the kids are with Nana because they're out of school. I'm officially going to get my eye exam done. I'm also going to be dropping off my library books because I did finish those, so that's why we're here. I'm going to drop those off. This is also one of the bigger parking lots in this area. The place I'm going to get my eyes done is right next to the library. I'm a little bit early, but like just in case there's paperwork, although I did finish paperwork online as well. We'll see, but like it was time. But like also my glasses were like terribly broken. I should probably show you guys because I brought them because like I said, I can see out of these older ones like almost perfectly, except for like it's very scratched on this lens. I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see it, but like so much so that I can see it while I'm looking at other things. Sometimes I can forget about it, but then other times I can't. But this, you see that right there? This is where my glasses broke. My husband tried to glue it. It did not work. But like the actual metal part just like unfused from itself. I don't know. I was literally just trying to clean them with my shirt. And as soon as I like touched that one part on Wednesday, I heard the pop. So yes, we're gonna turn in my library books while we're here. We're gonna do my eye exam, hopefully order new glasses. Yeah. That's not gonna fit. One of them is too big. Okay, 3, 4. That one's just too thick. So I am back home. We've been home for a little while, had dinner, things like that. I really liked the place that I went to for the glasses. They had like high technology for things, like I don't even know. Some things were very similar, like you look in the thing and it has a little hot air balloon and you have to focus on it and like that measures something, I don't know. But they also had some more high-tech things to like take pictures of the back of the eye. So yeah, just good for that. I was just good for that. Got to see all the things, everything looks good. I got to talk to the actual optometrist and things about the issues I've been having with reading, especially like on here. Like there was definitely a part where we were actually doing the prescription sort of evaluation where you're in this machine that's like just basically giant glasses that have different things. And he goes, you know, back and forth. We do one eye and then the other eye. And then there's a part where you put both together. And at one point he asks me like, is this clear? And I'm like, technically, yes, I can read it. I can tell you exactly what all the letters are. But at the same time, they're a little bit hard to focus on, like a little bit wibbly and stuff. And so he had me look at like his light so he could use a thing that covers my eyes, and he did it himself because he was trying to see I guess, how my eyes focus on the light, and if they focus in the same place or if they're having to refocus. And apparently they are. They're not focusing at the exact same place. They're having to refocus, especially when I'm not wearing glasses. When I have these ones on, which is an older pair, it is still doing that a little bit, but not as much. And he said, if you're in your correct prescription, it shouldn't really be that noticeable. So like, it should be better. So he's really hoping that like this new prescription I'm going to get should mostly fix that, which I'm also hoping for. I think that would be great if I can get rid of that kind of stuff. It does also appear that my last glasses were too strong for me, which I was thinking, especially like after those ones broke and I put these ones on. These ones are like from 2023. Like they're a couple years. I wore them for a couple years before I actually got new glasses. And then I had issues with those glasses. And I went back like a couple times to try and figure it out. We never went back and saw the optometrist again, and this was a completely different place. So like they probably should have like reevaluated. We didn't do that. But when I had broken those and then put these on, I was like, you know what? I can still pretty much see. I would almost expect to have a harder time adjusting to this or not being able to see stuff. I can still see. So my new prescription, I don't know exactly what these ones are, but my new prescription is like a negative 9.75, I think, in both eyes. I could be mistaken. I saw that number though. And that is pretty close to this one, I want to say, compared to what I had previously. So that's good. So everything that I thought was going on was pretty much going on. But then I had to order new glasses. There was one pair in the entire store that I could order because I'm very, very particular with them. I've had glasses since before 4th grade. It was like the summer before 4th grade. And I know what I like and I know what I don't. I will not wear plastic frames anymore. I used to, like in high school, but I feel like the dimensions of them have changed maybe because every single time I try and put them on, the actual nose bridge part is not on my nose. If I have my glasses where I think they need to be so I can see, it doesn't touch my nose. If I have the plastic frames on where the nose part is, it's like down here. And I hate it. I will not wear plastic frames. I don't care how thick my lenses are, because you can see them through the edges of my glasses. I will not wear plastic frames. But then also because my lenses are so freaking thick, and this is the highest compression lenses that they can do. Like I get them the highest that they can do. It's still a very thick lens because I am blind. If I did not have glasses, I would legally be blind. So I will not get anything that's too square. I keep wanting to say wide. It's not wide. These are wide. I want them wider than taller because of how the lenses are. The more tall they are, the bigger circumference it has, the more that they're going to have there. And that makes them heavier as well. So I don't want anything that's too square. I don't want anything circle or oval because I absolutely hate that on myself. Those were the kind of glasses I had like in elementary school, way back in the late 90s and early 2000s. I won't wear those either. So every single thing that I saw was plastic, like 2/3 to 3/4 of their stock was plastic frames, or they were too big and I didn't want those. So there was literally 2 pairs that I was debating against. One was a little bit wider than I wanted, so I went with the only other one that wasn't plastic and wasn't like square or ovals. One. The thing is, it doesn't have a frame at the bottom. It's one of those ones that's like a half frame and it has a string thing on the bottom that keeps it in there. I'm worried about it because again, my lenses are going to be thick. The middle part, these are not too thick because of like the way that the refraction and things are, but I am worried about not actually having a frame because as you guys can see, you can see the side of my face because of the way the glasses are. The way that the light shines in and reflects and refracts and things is different. It is always going to be like that because I am blind, but it didn't have a frame at the bottom. I've never had half glasses. They don't look horrible as of now. Like when I tried them on, I had to take a picture of myself because I can't see. So we'll try them. I'm hoping they work because it was the only thing there. I mean, I do have my prescription. I could potentially try and get glasses and stuff other places. Lots of people say online, but I need highest compression lenses they can do. I need anti-reflective coating because I have astigmatism, and if I don't have that, all the light bursts really badly. And then they also put a UV coating, which is nice. So I just don't know what else I would do for other places potentially. Also the whole everything, and I have medical insurance and vision insurance, everything plus copay, glasses, lenses, frames, you know, whatever, tax. I spent $350, which is way better than it used to be. I remember spending like over $400 for glasses when I was in my 20s. So it's gotten better, but it's still a lot of money for technically disability aids, right? So that's fun. So now we just have to wait a couple weeks until they come in and hope they fit right. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, my first toys is Dory. Like Alex give me wasn't Dory.
Yeah, sometimes. Okay, so it has been about a week, a little over a week since I talked to you guys. And we're actually going to Elliot's. You okay, girly? You okay? You need water? Okay. We're actually going to Elliot's eye appointment because when she was applying for preschool stuff, which we did not qualify for, we were doing lots of tests and things. They checked her eyes with one of those like machines that they have, and she did not pass. So she needed to go get her eyes done. So that's what we're doing today. Like I said, it's been a little over a week since I talked to you guys. We're in the shade again. And my glasses are also in. So she has to get her eyes dilated because they can't just ask her, you know, what letters are on the board and things. So they actually need to like dilate it and do everything like that. So we're here early. She can look at glasses in case she needs them. If she does, she's gonna be the first like grandkid in our family that has glasses. So that'll be fun. Yeah. But that means hopefully my frames and stuff are good. I'm nervous because I am so particular about my glasses. And even these ones were falling down my nose a little bit. I'm nervous to see if they're gonna work. Okay, we are officially home. Elliot did an amazing job at the appointment. She had to have her eyes dilated, which was not fun, obviously. She didn't like that it was happening. You could tell like as it was happening more, because we had to hang out there for a little while. She was like not being able to look at the light and things like that, obviously. But they took pictures of her eyes, and then the doctor looked at them. Everything looks good. She's a little bit, I think he said farsighted, it's like the plus, but like kids are. You expect them to be a little bit farsighted. You expect it to have a positive, whereas like mine are negatives. And you want them to be similar prescriptions. They were like exact. She doesn't have astigmatism or anything, so she's good. She just had failed her preschool screening eye test. So they were like, you should go take her in. And he said we should do it like every year. We'll probably have to have Presley go in eventually as well, because he's been passing all of his like at the pediatrician and things, but they don't like do the pictures of the eyes and like check for everything else. So we'll probably get him done later this year as well. So no glasses for Elliot at least. And these are my new ones. I actually like how they look on me. I told you I was nervous. I wasn't too sure about it because I've never had like half frames. I think they look pretty good. I will say when I tried them on, because they are a slightly higher prescription, but not as high as my previous ones, There is a little bit of distortion, not too bad. I feel like I was able to focus very well. However, I was like, put them on and then I had to text Leon about stuff. And as I was looking down, like if I was looking down like this, like if I had my phone here, if I'm looking down, like how I would be reading, I'm not going to be holding stuff in front of my face here. It's going to be down, but I'm also not going to be tilting my head down. It's just going to be looking down. The letters did have like a shadow, whereas like if I brought my phone up and looked at it from the center, it didn't. But then if I moved it down, the letters had like almost like a blue reflection, not even a reflection. It was just like, here's a letter and like a drop cap sort of thing. So they tried to adjust the angle of my lenses in these. I don't think it changed anything. Part of it is probably because it's very polished on the edges because of the fact that there's no frame, that they do that, but also just more lights being able to come through because there's no frame. We'll have to see. We're at a point where I'm going to try them for a week, and especially as like new glasses, you need to get used to them anyway, and see if I'm able to get used to everything going on. I wore them home, driving home. I did not have nearly as much to get used to as the last time I had glasses, where I literally was like, oh my gosh, everything's going crazy. Those were obviously too high for me. So I think they're doing well. We're gonna give them about a week. If for some reason I'm still having this issue and it's like really a big thing, especially since I read all the time and I'm on my phone and things like that, they said there's a couple different things that they can try. They can try to send them back and have it a little bit more opaque versus the clear. And there's also something that they can do with like the balance of them, I guess, comparing it to my old lenses that I didn't have an issue with and just seeing. So yeah, overall, I mean, they're very, very shiny right now, probably because they're clean and everything. Overall, I'm happy with them. I was nervous. I was so nervous. I was so nervous about the fact that they don't have another frame at the bottom. I was trying to look up glasses things online recently, and I'm very picky. If I was being as picky, because I know the width that I like for my lenses, I know the width I like for my bridge, I know how far back I would prefer to have the arms. Like I could probably just tell you specifications and have somebody, you know, find me glasses. But even going on to a lot of the websites online, a lot of them are a little bit too tall, or they're plastic and they don't have adjustable nose pieces. I did figure out online there are plastic frames where you can get adjustable nose pieces. So that is something I could always consider in the future, because I like the look of the plastic frames a lot. I just need the nose things. Also, I usually have like circle nose pieces, but these ones, as soon as I put them on, they're ovals. They're very thin ovals. They actually feel very nice on my face. So I'm very happy about that. So I guess this is it. I was expecting these glasses to take longer to come in. It took like basically a week, which is not bad. And I like them. We will have to see if I can get used to how I'm supposed to read with them. But otherwise, yeah, okay. I'm happy about it. I was not filming as much as I should have because I was back in my old frames that I didn't really like as much, because you could tell they were old, or at least I could. So this means we should be back on track. So thank you for coming along for the ride, and that is going to be it from me today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.